Okay. And how long does it typically take to set up a hold go? Like, does it take, 2 weeks, 3 months? Just like give us a timeline. So like what can people expect? If I wanted to like open a hold go today, can I have one today, or are there other things that I have to wait for before I can have my hold co?
Okay. So in terms of just the actual creation of the corporation, it could happen
Mm-hmm.
in a day, depending on how fast your lawyer will work for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very difficult to set up a corporation. Now, that being
Okay.
said, when you have to do, let's say, some form of restructuring that involves, let's say, a rollover, and I'm sure sometimes people
Mm-hmm.
hear that term thrown out there, that can be a little bit more time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's a few, let's say, hurdles that have to be crossed before you can turn
Mm-hmm.
it into a hold co.
Okay.
So I mean, to get like in the example that you used previously, where we're using an existing company and then maybe
Mm-hmm.
incorporating a new business as the operating company, that hold co
Mm-hmm.
can be set up immediately. That's already set up as a hold co. Now, if you
Mm-hmm.
have an operating company and you create a new corporation that will have to turn into your holding company, there's a few steps
Mm-hmm.
involved. Typically, I mean, if everybody's out of busy season and everybody's working at full capacity, I could see it
Mm-hmm.
being turned over in, let's say, 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
to a month. Sometimes I've
Okay.
seen it dragged on longer to 2 to 3 months, depending on how busy the lawyers are.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And when it comes to the hold co, so does it take longer when there are more assets to transfer? Is that where the hold up is? Because you need like, legal documents to transfer the assets, like the rollover you mentioned. Is that where like kind of the bottleneck is in terms of creating a hold co?
Absolutely, yeah. So in the best case scenario, the only assets that we're transferring are, let's say, shares, like common shares that you hold in your operating company. That is the best case scenario. There are times
Mm-hmm.
that people have real estate and maybe want to restructure their entire
Mm-hmm.
corporate situation. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say there's a family that decides to break apart or that sort of thing. There's a lot more division of assets, and it can create a lot more backlog in how long it takes.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the simplest manner, when it's just like a share rollover, that's the shortest and best case scenario. When we're dealing with
Mm-hmm.
real estate and other things that have to be transferred out, it gets a whole lot uglier and messier.
Okay. Got it.